Explaining democracy to a cabinet minister. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. We've heard from several cabinet ministers. We've heard from the Prime Minister himself that we're not going to have a referendum when it comes to changing Canada's voting system. Now, this is a quasi-constitutional change. As someone recently explained to me, this is actually a constitutional change because while the courts have actually recognized that while there is the written constitution, there is also the unwritten constitutional convention, and that changing the voting system, that qualifies as a constitutional convention. But never mind, the Liberals say that they will change the way we vote, not by getting 7 out of 10 provinces with more than 50% of the population to agree, not by putting it to a national referendum, but by having an all-party committee, by having some consultations with experts. But they don't need to put it to a vote. Maryam Monsef, the Minister for Democratic Institutions, said as much again during an interview with CTV's Question Period and Bob Fife on the weekend.
There's an online petition as well as call from opposition parties that any fundamental change to our electoral system should be put to a referendum. Why won't you do this?
The conversation that we have about this really important reform isn't going to be about a yes or a no answer. It's more complex than that.
I don't know how to get through to the Liberals. Maybe I should speak very slowly. Maybe I should draw pictures. But the fact is, you can't just do this. You can't say we got 39% of the vote in a system that is not good enough for Canada, therefore we're going to change the whole system. It doesn't even make logical sense, but this is what they're promising to do. We've launched our petition at LetUsVote.ca, and if you agree that there should be a referendum before any voting system is changed, then go there now. Sign the petition, LetUsVote.ca. But look, Maryam Monsef dismisses the idea. The cabinet minister just dismisses the idea of a referendum by saying this is more complicated than a yes or no question. Well, yes, it is at the consultation stage, but we're not talking about the consultation stage, Minister Monsef. We are talking about when the parliamentary committee, when Parliament comes to a decision and says, we will move from the system we have now, the traditional Westminster first past the post system, and we will move to A or B. That is when we have a vote. Yes, we're not going to have a vote on the 15 different systems that could be there, but if Parliament puts forward an idea and says we will move to proportional representation or mixed member proportional representation or the whole idea of ranked ballot, well, that is when you put it to the people. She is dismissive of the idea and says it's more complex than a yes or no question. No, Minister, it's not. Once you've decided, you put it to the people, they vote yes or no, because the people should have the final say. Now, I know that Liberals are not fond of people power, despite their claims otherwise, but this has to be done. There are several Liberals that have come forward, okay? Maybe I'm not being fair. There have been several Liberals come forward. Ujjal Dosanjh, Gordon Gibson, Warren Kinsella, among many others, and have said, you can't change the system this way. Listen to them, Minister. Listen to the thousands of people that have signed the petition at defenddemocracy.ca. Listen to the thousands of people that have signed the petition at LetUsVote.ca. You need to put it to the people. This cannot be an elite decision designed to enhance the prospects of your party. And no matter what you do, if you do not put it to the people, that is how this will be seen. The Liberals jerry-rigging the system to make it better for their electoral prospects. If you disagree with the idea of changing the voting system without the people having a say, I implore you once again, go to LetUsVote.ca, sign the petition now, then share it on Facebook, on Twitter, email it to your friends. Get the word out any way you can.